Hello students, I am Prajakta Kulkarni, lecturer, Department of English, KLS Gupte PU College of Commerce and Science. In the last class, that is last week, we started with a new unit, Unit 6, poem When You Are Old. And we also discussed the two questions and some important points of those questions of the pre-reading activity. So, here in this week, in this class, let us read the poem and try to understand the theme and what the poet exactly wants to tell us. So, here is the poem. You already have it in your text. I've just typed it for you and I'll just read it once for you. When You Are Old, written by W.B. Yeats. When you are old and grey and full of sleep and nodding by the fire, take down this book and slowly read and dream of the soft look your eyes had once and of their shadows deep. How many loved your moments of glad grace and loved your beauty with love false or true? But one man loved the pilgrim soul in you and loved the sorrows of your changing face. And bending down beside the glowing bars, murmur a little sadly how love fled and paced upon the mountains overhead and hid his face amid a crowd of stars. This is the same picture you can see in your textbook also. We have this same picture. So basically the poem is written by the poet for a lady whom he loved once upon a time when they both were young. So in the picture itself you can see the lady when she was young, she was very beautiful. The same lady has gone old now, and you can see how the physical beauty has changed. So, the speaker, that is the poet, directly addresses the lady whom he loved once upon a time. That is, when he means the poet and she, the lady, both were young. Now the lady has become old with grey hair and she looks tired. She is sitting by the fireplace. The poet has written many poems for her and has put those poems in a book. He has made a collection of those poems in a book. So now he wants her to read the book of poems that he has written for her. While she is falling asleep by the fire, while dreaming of the soft and shadowed look that the lady's own eyes used to have. In the second stanza, the poet characterizes the lady's youth in terms of how much loved she is. It is suggesting that youth is a kind of attractive force that brings other people into its orbit. According to the poet, people loved the lady's glad grace. Glad grace means her physical beauty, outer appearance. That means, in other words, in simple words, the love that some people showed to her was temporary. That is, they only loved her physical beauty, her outer appearance. So, the question is, was that true love? Was that a kind of commitment? Was that love sincere? So the poet wants the lady to think of all this now when she has gone old. See, here in the picture, this is just for you to make you to I'm sorry understand. See, when you are young, you means any of us, when we are young, see how beautiful we look, how graceful we look. Now you can see the picture of the lady, the face of the lady divided into parts. See, when she is young, her eyes are so beautiful, the cheeks plain, glowing, no? And when the lady has gone old, see, you can see all wrinkles all over, the hair has gone grey, hmm, and dark patches over the skin here. Even see the hands here. See, when she was young, the hand looked so beautiful. Fingers, in proper shape, the nails and all. But then, see here, when she has gone old, see how the hand looks. That is why the poet is suggesting that the lady should also think of how many people loved her gracefulness and physical beauty, but on the other hand, she must also know whether those people were sincere in their love, or did they love her outer appearance, or only the physical beauty. See, but only one man, that is the poet, loved her pilgrim soul, means her inner beauty, her characteristics, her behavior, her qualities. The poet loved her emotional and spiritual being, not only her physical being. He also loved the sadness that showed on the face of the lady as it changed as the years passed by. As you can see here, the changing emotions, the changing phases, how when we start growing older, see, changes take place not only physically but even mentally, spiritually, emotionally. So you can see how the emotions on the face go on changing as we go on aging. That is what the poet is focusing on. But there was one man who genuinely loved the lady, her emotional and spiritual being. This man also loved the sadness that showed on the face of the lady as it changed over the years. What does that mean now? See, here the poet gives a bleak outlook on aging. What is he pointing out at? Aging of the body, that life will grow sadder and lonelier as the youthful days and beauty fades away. The poem also focuses that as time passes by, that is, once the youth is gone, it cannot come back. So now the lady is old and is no longer as beautiful as she was in her youth. So even the people who loved her outer appearance, they no more love her, right? And that is what makes her sad. So now she must realize that only the poet loved her truly by his heart. Not only her outer appearance, but he loved her for her emotional, spiritual, behavioral being. Now, the speaker, that is the poet, imagines the lady bending down to tend to a fire and muttering. Muttering means saying slowly, muttering sadly about how love ran away to walk restlessly in the mountains and hide among the stars of the night. See, the poem links aging to sorrow, which is also suggesting that the lady's changing face over the years will reflect an internal sadness that comes with the loss of youth. Okay. In the third stanza, the loss of youth also seems to cut short any possibility of love, since the lady is not as beautiful as she was in her youth. Now people love her less. Those people who then admired her, loved her, kept on going behind her, stalking her, they no more love her now, simply because then also they loved her outer appearance only. So when that beauty, that youth, that grace has faded away, those people's those people and their love also has faded away. Love has gone away. Love in this future scenario has fled away from the lady. Fled means gone away. Then, love has fled means the youthful looks, the charm, the beauty, the grace that the lady had when she was young. Hmm? That has all vanished now. That is no more. That physical beauty is no more now. She looks ugly now rather than looking beautiful. And so also the number of people who admired for her beauty, loved her only for her outer appearance, they are also no more. They are also gone away from her. So see, love is a kind of present absence in the lady's old age. That is, it is felt deeply because of the fact that it is no longer there. Correct? Of course, this is viewed through the perspective of the poet. It is not necessarily true that the lady will have to spend her old age looking back nostalgically on her youth. But the poem seems to imply that this is likely, given how, in the poet's opinion, the lady's current life is governed by things that will vanish over time. That is nothing but beauty and youthful energy. So, this is all about the poem When You Are Old. My dear students, I can understand the theme may be a little complex for you to understand, but in the next class, we shall take up the summary, the overall theme of the poem in much simple words, in simple sentences, and we will try to make the meaning more simpler for you to understand. But till then, read the poem and go through the explanation of this class. Try to read the poem over and over again and again. Try to refer to words and imagery that has been used in the poem. Try to find out meanings so that you will get a better understanding. So, in the next class, we will read the summary along with the poem once again. I will try to make the summary to be put in simple words for you to understand. Okay, till then, bye, take care.